Who wrote the most mysterious book in the world? Was it a lost, highly advanced civilization completely wiped from the face of the earth centuries ago? Dark medieval alchemists possessing forbidden knowledge, fleeing the fires of the Inquisition? Or was it an intelligence not even of this world? Interdimensional entities whispering from parallel realms, or extraterrestrial beings from beyond the stars? Its pages are filled with hundreds of thousands of incomprehensible characters, unlike any earthly language. Chimeric plants that do not exist on our planet, and bizarre star charts that match no known sky. In all of human history, no other artifact has so ruthlessly mocked so many brilliant minds for so long. Deep inside the highly secured vaults of the Beinecke Rare Book and Manuscript Library at Yale University, locked away from the public eye, lies a small, unassuming book. It measures only 9 by 6 inches. Its vellum pages are yellowed with age, its edges frayed by the relentless march of time. Yet, this fragile artifact is considered the most dangerous, maddening, and impenetrable puzzle in the history of human civilization. For more than 600 years, it has actively mocked the greatest minds on Earth. The master code breakers of World War I and World War II, the brilliant cryptologists who cracked the Enigma machine, elite linguists, and modern artificial intelligence supercomputers have all stared into its pages and walked away, defeated, confused, and in some cases, completely obsessed. This is the Voynich manuscript. And what you have been told about it on the internet is only scratching the absolute surface of a terrifyingly deep rabbit hole. Most documentaries will tell you it is either a brilliant medieval hoax or a complex cipher waiting to be cracked. But what if both of those mainstream theories are entirely wrong? What if the reason we cannot read the Voynich manuscript is not because the code is too hard, but because the mind that wrote it was not entirely human, or perhaps not entirely of this world? Today, we are going completely off the map. We are going to explore the forbidden history of this book. We will look into the shadows of lost civilizations, the occult practices of secret alchemical societies, and the chilling possibility that this book is a channeled transmission from non-human entities. The physical journey of the manuscript is a mystery in itself. It surfaced in modern history in 1912 when a Polish book dealer named Wilfrid Voynich found it in an ancient Jesuit college near Rome. Tucked inside its cover was a faded letter from 1665, written by a Bohemian doctor claiming the book once belonged to Emperor Rudolph II of Germany, who believed it was the work of the legendary 13th century philosopher and occultist Roger Bacon. Modern radiocarbon dating placed the creation of the vellum pages precisely between 1404 and 1438. The ink was applied shortly after. There are no corrections, no erased mistakes. Whoever wrote this wrote it fluidly, perfectly, and with absolute confidence, flowing from left to right as if it were their native tongue. But it is a tongue that does not exist anywhere else on planet Earth. The text contains over 170,000 discrete characters, separated into words, sentences, and paragraphs. Linguists have run it through massive statistical algorithms. They discovered that it perfectly obeys Zipf's law, a mathematical rule that applies to all natural human languages, dictating the frequency of word distribution. A random sequence of symbols, or a fabricated medieval hoax, cannot mathematically produce a perfect Zipfian distribution. The data is clear. This is a real language. It has a real grammatical structure. It has meaning. But there is no Rosetta Stone. It shares no linguistic roots with Latin, Arabic, Hebrew, or any known Indo-European or Sino-Tibetan language. It is a linguistic orphan. And then there are the illustrations. If the text is a nightmare, the drawings are a profound defiance of reality. The book is divided into distinct sections. The first and largest is botanical. It features over 100 intricate watercolor illustrations of plants, roots, and flowers. But here is the chilling part. Not a single one of these plants exists on Earth. They are biological chimeras. You might see the root system of one plant seamlessly grafted onto the stem of another, blooming with the leaves of a fern and the petals of a deep-sea anemone. Botanists have searched every continent, every historical archive, and every fossil record. These plants are alien to our biosphere. The subsequent sections dive even deeper into the bizarre. There is an astrological section featuring star charts, suns, moons, and zodiac symbols. But the constellations do not match the night sky as seen from Earth. There is a biological, or perhaps balneological section, showing naked women wading through complex, interconnected networks of green liquid, strange tubes, and organic plumbing that looks frighteningly like modern circulatory systems or bizarre reproductive machinery. Finally, there is a pharmacological section filled with strange jars and unknown roots. So, what are we really looking at? Let us step away from the safe, sterile theories of modern academics and venture into the dark forests of history to uncover who or what actually penned this manuscript. Theory number 1 takes us to the forgotten corners of human history. What if the Voynich manuscript is the last surviving testament of a lost, highly advanced, and isolated civilization? Think about the timeline. The early 1400s was a period of immense global shift. It was a time just before the massive colonial expansions that wiped out countless indigenous cultures. Could this book be the encyclopedia of a secluded tribe, perhaps hidden deep within the Amazon, the remote highlands of Asia, or an island that has since slipped beneath the waves? If this civilization developed entirely isolated from the rest of humanity, their language would have zero connection to our known linguistic trees. The plants depicted might be flora that went extinct centuries ago, or species endemic only to their hidden environment. The women in the strange pools could represent their unique rituals or medical practices. In this scenario, the manuscript is a tragic artifact, a message in a bottle from a murdered culture, preserving their science, their botany, and their view of the cosmos. Written by a desperate scribe who knew their world was ending. Theory number 2 dives into the dangerous world of medieval occultism and secret societies. The 15th century was a terrifying time to be a man of science. The Inquisition was actively hunting heretics, and any knowledge that contradicted the church was punishable by being burned alive at the stake. What if the Voynich language is not a natural language, but a highly sophisticated, constructed language? An artificial tongue created by a clandestine network of brilliant alchemists and scholars? Men like John Dee, the enigmatic advisor to Queen Elizabeth I, who claimed to speak with angels, was known to have possessed the manuscript at one point. Could this book be the ultimate grimoire? A repository of forbidden alchemical formulas, mind-altering botanical recipes, and esoteric biology, encoded in a language known only to a select brotherhood. The strange plants might be coded representations of powerful hallucinogens or chemical compounds. The intricate plumbing and women could be a metaphorical map of the human soul, the alchemical process of transmutation. They created a language so perfect that even supercomputers cannot break it, ensuring that their dangerous knowledge remained hidden from the eyes of the fanatic religious authorities. But what if we push the boundaries even further? Theory number 3 forces us to look beyond human intellect entirely. We must consider the phenomenon of channeled texts and non-human intelligence. Throughout history, spanning across different cultures and religions, There are accounts of individuals receiving complex information from entities outside our physical realm. In the Islamic and Middle Eastern traditions, there is a deep belief in the Jinn, beings made of smokeless fire, existing in a parallel dimension, possessing their own societies, knowledge, and languages. In Western occultism, this is referred to as communicating with higher consciousness, angels, or even extraterrestrial intelligences. What if the author of the Voynich manuscript was simply a vessel? A 15th century mystic or scholar who fell into a deep trance state and engaged in automatic writing. The fluid, unbroken, uncorrected handwriting strongly supports this theory. When people write in a trance, they do not pause to erase or correct. The information flows through them like a current. If this book was dictated by a Jinn, an interdimensional entity, or a visitor from another world, it perfectly explains why the language has no earthly roots, but possesses perfect mathematical syntax. It explains the biological chimeras. Perhaps these are the plants from their world, not ours. It explains the unrecognizable star charts. These are not the stars seen from Earth, but the sky as seen from their point of origin. The bizarre diagrams of women in tubes might be a non-human attempt to explain their own biology. Or perhaps it is an observation of human biology viewed through a deeply alien lens. The Voynich manuscript might not be a human book at all. It might be an encyclopedia of another dimension, accidentally or intentionally dropped into our reality. Consider the immense psychological weight of this object. For 6 centuries, it has sat in silence, a physical anomaly that breaks the rules of history. We live in an age where we map the human genome, photograph black holes, and translate ancient hieroglyphs with the push of a button on our smartphones. We are arrogant in our belief that we have conquered information. Yet, this small, ragged book stands as a monument to our ignorance. It proves that there are still dark, unexplored territories in the universe. Every cryptologist who has gone mad trying to decode it has made the same mistake. They assume the author thought like a modern human. They assume the words map to English, Latin, or Arabic. But if the source of this knowledge was a lost, forgotten race, an underground society of persecuted geniuses, or a whispering entity from the spaces between the stars, then our modern tools are useless. You cannot unlock another worldly door with an earthly key. As the pages of the Voynich manuscript continue to age in the temperature-controlled vaults of Yale, they hold their secrets tight. The strange, unearthly flowers continue to bloom in vibrant watercolors. The unknown stars continue to shine in ink. And the strange, looping letters of that ghost language continue to wait for a mind capable of understanding them. Perhaps the terrifying truth is not that the book cannot be read, but that humanity is not yet ready to hear what it has to say. If we ever do crack the code, if we ever translate that first impossible sentence, what will we unleash? Will we find the wisdom of a dead civilization, the forbidden magic of ancient alchemists, or the voice of something that has been waiting patiently in the dark for 600 years? The Voynich manuscript is not just a book, it is a mirror. It reflects our deepest fears of the unknown, our relentless obsession with finding meaning, and the chilling possibility that we are not the sole owners of intelligence in this universe. And until the day that code is broken, it will remain the ultimate locked door in the haunted house of human history.